Okay, so next one is the Cinder Burns EP Firefly Lullaby. This was released yesterday, actually, 1 day ago. I assume this is the theme for the character. Is the theme of the character, right? May your dreams be as sweet as the brew of wheat. May blessing fill the years you live. Yeah. Noan and Roland. Noan and Roland parallel each other. Interesting. Yeah, it's Noan's theme. Yeah,
Yeah, Noan's theme.
I already have Noan as a character. I love him. I love him. I think he's a really good character. We played him a little bit during our last session of PunishingGrayRaven.
Hey Theo, with the small time we have left, can we watch a CC map clear?
Oh, of course. Of course we can. Of course we can. That'd be good. That'd be great.
After this thou.
Of course, you can link the video in my Discord, by the way, because links are not allowed here, so you can link it in the Discord. I'll add it from here. I'll add it from there. I'm still like looking over my Discord, so if you want to send like some suggestions directly there's a suggestion video.
It's hard not to love Noan.
He's such a reliable gentleman from what I've seen. Like his mannerisms are like, oh, it's finished, let's go.
Okay.
Kind of how he extends his hand after the battle is done, adjusts his glasses. He's seemingly not like a violent or anything. And honestly, his battle style is really cool. The way he dashes in and out, he's like a bit ninja like. Firefly Lullaby. Vanguard Sound / PunishingGrayRaven. The way PunishingGrayRaven combines classical style of music with violins, the orchestral kind of note with electronic music, I think is one of my favorite things that I have heard in the last time. Like when I grind stuff in PunishingGrayRaven, I just like to listen to the music that plays in the background, and it's just so interesting, right? I always love when they lean more into those angles. Firefly Lullaby. Interesting intro is like ramping up. It's like ramping up. Like there is a certain quality of like uplifting energy here. I've seen it starts slow, but then usually as usual they add a lot of like on top of it. The music still sounds great regardless of how much layers are deleted from the song. So it's actually a really nice composition trick where you basically produce each sound so it is possible to listen to it separately. But then you add layers upon layers upon layers of stuff, and it's kind of forming a much richer melody. See, it's just the... There's this wistful feeling to it. There's like this wish, like almost a dream of either past or something, or maybe a dream about a future of some sort. Something related, I wish for something, kind of like a situation. There's like looking into the distance and wishing for something to happen, and there's just like almost this thoughtfulness to it, but also a longing. It's like if you tried to put a longing stare into a sound. That'd be something that came out. That piano, this piano thing that happens here. It sounds kind of ethereal as well. And then there's pause. There's nothing. Pause is done. Continues ramping up. The ramp up continues. But not like super aggressive or anything. Kind of determination. I feel a lot of determination here. Like there's like a pushing past one's thing here. Like kind of like a stopping to reminisce about something or to wonder about something, but then there's like a continuous push forward with rising intensity. And then the second melody is fused with the first melody. What there's like after the first ramp up, the same motif returns. And add in the guitar as well, acoustic guitar. The wistful phase returned, but it's a little more intense. For a moment, yeah. And then it's getting a bit more chaotic. It's like there's certain chaos present here.
By the way, Noan's chapter is widely considered one of the best, some even like it better than chapter 17.
Oh, is that so? Yeah, I feel like there is a lot of meaning in that musical thing. It's like it's never loses that hopeful edge to it. It's not a dark song by any stretch of imagination. It doesn't lose that determination to move on, regardless of anything. It has that kind of vibe where, regardless of anything, there's hardships, there's pauses, and everything. It does not stop moving.
Interesting.
It takes a pause, but it never stops moving, right? It's like, in a way, it's not a character that is easily able to give up, right? That's just what I'm like imagining from the music I'm hearing that about him. Noan is not someone to like lay down his arms and give up about anything. He's gonna move on. He's gonna continue moving on, regardless. And it's like this. But there's certain like wistfulness to it, like what could have been and what could have done, and there's just like this nature to it. I think that is like seeping through those pauses. And sure, it's chaotic. Sure, it's like a bit chaotic at the end there, especially like after the second pause and the second ramp up. There's certain chaos in that music, but it still sounds almost hopeful, uplifting to an extent, which is kind of interesting because a lot of music I listened to from PGR had a very dark tone to it. There's always a dark undertone with only like a whiff of something hopeful, like it was in the previous song, The Ascension. This one doesn't quite loses the this kind of like very magical vibe. It doesn't lose that until the end, it seems like, or maybe it will lose in the end. But it reminds me a lot of the pieces of OSTs that are used often when you want to illustrate determination in its purest form. Usually that kind of composition is utilized in shonen anime or in generally action anime, where there's some certain maybe even hopeless standoff happening. That kind of like music is utilized. That uplifting kind of like, ugh, do it anyway kind of thing. And then it stops for a moment. And the chaos subsides. A little bit, but the underlying melody is just as strong. Guitar is much more active now. And so are the drums. Oh, okay, yeah, there is this sinister undertone in the end. There's a like creeping sinister undertone underneath. Like it's suddenly put a break to it. Like this. And there's music continues, determination, break. No, not here. And break. Yeah, that here. Break. It cuts off on here. Like there's no transition here. It just cuts off suddenly. And this like almost like a certain dissonant whispers of violin came in with echoes and everything. It's very like it has that very sinister undertone to it that slowly fades into the background. Again, I'm talking out of my ass here. I'm just talking how I feel, how how do I say, the sensation of what the music tells me, basically. It definitely is something. I'm curious, by the way, Ethan. You don't need to spoil to me, but am I anywhere close with my feels about the character? Because I'm pretty sure I'm not. I'm pretty sure I'm not. I am fairly certain I'm not like really that close to how it is actually about what this character vibe is really. I like this. I like especially this kind of break. Like I like this break of this break going into the sinister
You're
edge.
You're doing a great job interpreting it.
Oh really? Okay. Yeah. It's almost like a switch. Like I really love the sudden switches. Like there's seemingly no transition between this part, and this part. Like this part is just kind of like dies out, and then so something is sudden. Something is happening that is sudden in its way, but it's like it's almost like an echo of something sinister in the background, growing and growing and growing, but also like fading into the background as it does. Almost like something is ignored. Right? It's just like it's there, you know, it's there, but it's like, but it's so short-lived. It's sort of fading into the darkness to be hidden away, just as it was before, underneath all of that determination and moving forward and determination, everything. Yeah, exactly. That sinister tone is at the beginning, but then it gets. I think
also that sinister tone is at the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. But then it completely switches gears. Yeah, you're right. And then it fades away into the darkness. And the mood completely changes. It's like almost suppressed to an extent. You're right. It's almost like completely drowned out, right? By this determination, by moving forward. But then the moment you let on, like even for a second, it's suddenly back. And the violin drowns out everything else. completely and utterly drowns any other sound, except the keyboard player here. It was here as well, like the keyboard and the like everything. Yeah. I like this, yeah. And then it fades into nothingness.
I haven't fully read Noan's story yet, but I can say for sure what you were saying about determination and chaos is spot on.
It's definitely kind of like almost like moving on regardless of anything, but the creeping sensation of the doubts, all the things that you usually don't stop and think about. You stop and wistfully think about something, but then you do not allow yourself to stop for too long, because if you stop for too long, the creeping doubts will return. The violin is right there. If you do not, that's why the pauses are ever so shorter. With like every like, look at this. Let me check if I'm right. Yeah. Yeah, the pause. This pause is the first pause. And then you do not allow yourself to stand at one place. You move on. Yeah. This is the first pause. And then you will go back into it. And then second pause, it's much shorter. And you go immediately back into determination, because if you don't, yeah, into this determination. But each time it grows more chaotic as well. I will not stop. I will not. I will continue on. But every time there's more chaos. Every time there's more chaos underneath, until finally there is no more power to move on, and the music basically fades out pitifully at this here. And you try to push on, push, and it's like final notes, but then it get pulled back into the beginning, with the drowning, echoey violin basically destroying every single sound other than that. And very methodical. I like this. The music, you can say a lot about a character or about a theme by the music. You can say a lot about the character by just listening to the music.
Also, they just posted a new teaser for Bianca's chapter if you want to take a quick look.
I think I'm gonna take a quick look later.